Hello, BookTube. Well, as promised, there was another mail haul, equally small as the first one, although completely different in dimensions. This one is full of cardboard. There's a cardboard package, one of these vacuum pest things, and then there are two boxes, an ordinary size box and an enormous box. So we'll go through them and see what kind of goodies we have in store. Let's do the envelope first. Probably a finished copy of something. This particular kind of a vacuum pest envelope, you have to literally tear the whole thing apart to get the book out, because the inside of the package is adhesive. If you can make out the difference, this is adhesive, so the package actually sticks to the book. I believe that somewhere along the line, somewhere, the rationale of somebody is that if you force the opener of the package to pay attention, then you'll be gaining attention for your book. That is absolutely not true. If that is the rationale somewhere along the line, it should be disregarded immediately. It's just annoying. Speaking as someone who opens more of these packages than most book reviewers do. Anyway, what do we got here? Okay. All right, this comes out in early May. It's a finished copy. It's from Blue Rider Press. Wow. Okay, it's Riding the Elephant by Craig Ferguson, the former late-night comedy host, who I thought was extremely talented, an extremely good show to watch. And he just left. He just left the job. We lost a lot of voices. Right around the same time we lost this guy, we lost a lot of other voices from major pulpits, good or bad, no matter what you think of them. I'm in favor of as many major voices as possible. And I think if you have a pulpit like that, you don't give it up. But I guess he wrote a book. Craig Ferguson is beloved on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean for his dry wit, down-to-earth attitude, and knack for storytelling. Whether it was the host of The Late Late Show, okay, that was the name of the show, I forgot that, which aired for 9 seasons, his stint playing Drew Carey's boss on The Drew Carey Show, his Sirius XM radio show, or from his many sold-out comedy tours, including the most recent. He has amassed a following of fans who like his playful and creative style. Okay. And he's also the acclaimed writer of 2 previously published books. His novel, Between the Bridge and the River, and his memoir, American on Purpose. And this is a new collection of essays. Okay. Whoa. That slight unsettling of the ground was Montaigne turning over in his grave. I'm sure that these are written monologues or comedy stand-up routines. They are. I would be willing to. I obviously haven't looked at the book, but I'd be willing to bet they aren't essays. That's all right, though. What else are you going to call them? I mean, we have to come up with another word for this kind of thing. This kind of thing. I've heard David Sedaris referred to as an essayist. We have to come up with another word. I don't know what it would be. A riffer? A commentator? Aphorist? Maybe we could revive that from the 18th century. But anyway, this features his inventive storytelling written in lyrical prose that is once hilarious and unexpectedly moving. Okay. Each story is woven together in a colorful tapestry with chapters ranging from an unforgettable trip to Sri Lanka, why every woman in Scotland before 1974 was called Margaret. See, that's a comedy routine. I'm sure it'll be funny. To the chilling and dark yet strangely hilarious tale of Ferguson's refusal to save a drowning man as he begged for help. Riding the Elephant. Okay, so I'm sure that listening to me, there are bigger Craig Ferguson fans than I am. I'm sure there are. So, I'll be thinking of you when I'm reading this. It's a finished copy that's due in early May, so I will be reading it soon. But that is the pressed cardboard. Now we have the boxes. The first one is just an ordinary size box. In fact, it's an ordinary size box, but it's fairly light. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's something in here that would easily fit in a manila envelope. And I've got an extremely attentive Bean at the ready. She doesn't have much luck with boxes, but she appears to want to try her luck with this one. Here, we'll get this plastic out of here. You can't have these. No, you can't have plastic, little girl. No. cardboard, yes. Plastic, no. Here, let's put that out of your reach. There is your box. See, she doesn't even know what to do with it. It's the same size as she is. All right, so what have we got here? An invoice. People buy books? All right, so what have we got? Oh, wow. Okay, great. These are paperback releases from Harvard. There's 2 of them in a box. Fantastic. So the first one is a book that I don't think I ever got around to reading, or not the whole of it. I read a chunk of it, and I really liked the chunk that I read. And then I had originally been, the idea had been floated that I would be commissioned to review it, and then that commission migrated to another book, and I migrated with it to another book. So I didn't study this the way it deserves. And boy, oh boy, I have to say, I don't often say this about American books, but the paperback cover is just infinitely better than the hardcover was. Wow, okay. This is by Catherine MacKinnon. Something of a firebrand figure, a really compelling speaker, a really compelling thinker. And this is her book, Butterfly Politics, Changing the World for Women. This is not what the hardcover looked like originally. I may have hauled it on this channel. This is just the paperback. Fantastic. This was the chunk that I read. It's often been on my mind to go back and reread the whole book, to read that chunk and read the whole book, because it stuck with me. There's obviously a big, sharp, uncompromising mind at work. So let's see here. Under certain conditions, small, simple actions can provoke large and complex butterfly effects. Butterfly Politics shows how Catherine MacKinnon Bean, your fans can't hear me, okay? You have lots of other things to chew on. Why don't you leave the box alone? Oh, God. Oh, Bean, it's as big as you are. It's going to be hard for you to kill it. All right, I'll just speak up. This book shows how the author turned discrimination law into an effective tool against sexual abuse, grounding and predicting the worldwide hashtag #MeToo movement, and promises concrete steps that could have further butterfly effects on women's rights. 30 years after she won the U.S. Supreme Court case establishing sexual harassment as illegal, this timely collection of her previously unpublished interventions on consent, rape, and the politics of gender equality captures in action the creative and transformative activism of an icon. And probably the meditation drawn from this book and that on which this book is based that she's most famous for are her writings on pornography, which are eye-opening, just eye-opening. I'm glad to have this. Fantastic, because the hardcover is long gone. When did the hardcover? It was 2017, wasn't it? Yeah, 2017 is when the hardcover came out. Fantastic. Glad to have this. And then another paperback from Harvard. This is Robert Thorson. This is The Boatman, Henry David Thoreau's River Years. And this time they kept the cover, a somber, evocative cover that I kind of liked. This one got a lot of reviews. Yes, okay. The Wall Street Journal is blurbed on here. The New York Times, the LA Review of Books. Fantastic. Probably others too, but this I liked very much. I set a kind of high bar for Thoreau books, and this one met it easily. As a backyard naturalist and river enthusiast, Henry David Thoreau was keenly aware of the many ways in which humans have altered the waterways and meadows of his beloved Concord River Valley. A land surveyor by trade, he recognized that he was as complicit in these transformations as the bankers, builders, and elected officials who were his clients. The Boatman reveals the depth of his knowledge about the river as it elegantly chronicles his move from anger to lament to acceptance of how humans had changed land he cherished even more than Walden Pond. It's a must-have. If you have a shelf of Thoreau books, if you're a Thoreau person, then this is a must-have book. You can tell it right away when you're reading it, and I loved it. Wow, and I don't have the hardcover anymore. I think it went to a Thoreau fan in the audience here, so now I have the paperback. Fantastic. Okay, great. All right, that box was a smashing success. Now we move on to this huge thing here. It's twice the size. Now, Bean, be realistic. This thing is enormous. You couldn't possibly handle it, baby. What is this gonna? It's got to be a coffee table book of some kind or other. Oh, Bean, what are you gonna do with this? It's way too big for you. It's way too big. No, you can't have plastic. We've been over this before. You can't have plastic. All I know, you'll eat it. And look at this. Okay, this is out right away, but I don't think you're going to see it in your bookstores. You're going to have to order it. This is 264 pages. It will be $75 in hardcover. And it's by Preston Cook, and it's called American Eagle, a visual history of our national anthem, our national emblem. No, baby, get away from the plastic. You can't have any plastic. The miniature schnauzer is not our national emblem. It's instead the American Eagle. Wow. So this is just what it seems. It is, as you can tell from the back, this is a survey of a big visual survey of all the ways that the American Eagle has first became the national emblem and then has been interpreted and reinterpreted. Wow. Oh, man. All right, what have we got here? For 50 years, Preston Cook has devoted his time to all things American Eagle. You could have worse. You could certainly have worse concentrations in your life. He has amassed and meticulously organized a collection of more than 25,000 Eagle objects, from kitsch to fine art, from the everyday to the rare, that reflect American life from the American Revolution to the present. Cook has served on several government commissions and some 20 boards of directors, including for the American Bald Eagle Foundation, the Oceanic Society, and the Point Reyes Bird Observatory. He is a member of the Audubon Society, as he bloody well should be, the National Eagle Center, and the Sons of the American Revolution, and is a life member in the American Bald Eagle Foundation, the American Legion, and the International Foundation of Fly Fishers, and Trout Unlimited. A retired real estate investor, he lives with his wife in Wabasha, Minnesota, on the banks of the Mississippi River, a major flyway for the bald eagle. Cook's collection will be donated to the nonprofit National Eagle Center and its museum, currently under development, that will house the collection. Wow, he has a collection big enough to form the nucleus of a museum. That's amazing. And that's what this is. This is wow, this is a gorgeous thing. From Goff Books. This is going to be in your bookstore's listing, and also something you might want to get your library to get. This is permanent appeal. Obviously, this is by the guy who knows more about this symbolism and this creature than anyone else in the world. But this is going to be available. I mean, I don't know that Goff Books is going to be distributed, just automatically by Baker and Taylor or Ingram to your bookstore. But if your bookstore deals with them, you can certainly order this book. Wow. On the banks of the Mississippi River, on an Eagle flyway in beautiful Minnesota, a massive tribute to an American icon is underway. The Preston Cook collection of 25,000 Eagle objects will be housed and displayed in a major expansion currently underway at the National Eagle Center. Wow, so they're going to give him his own section. A bold expression of the fledgling republic's aspirations and bravado, the American bald eagle has been designed, drawn, illustrated, stamped, engraved, painted, sculpted, carved, photographed, and etched by thousands of artists and artisans since 1782, when it first appeared as the central figure of the Great Seal of the United States. Naturally, I'm thinking of the musical 1776, and particularly the song The Egg, which Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and John Adams debate what the national bird of America will be. Jefferson wants the dove, Adams wants the eagle, and Franklin wants the turkey. Sauce of sustenance of our native founders. A Confederate brave fellow who would not shirk from attacking an entire regiment of redcoats single-handedly. Whereas Franklin decries Adams' choice of the eagles, as the eagle is a representative of 100 centuries of European mischief. A thief and a scavenger. I'm not going to sing The Egg for you, although it's a wonderful song. Wow. Okay, so that's what this is about. It's about the American eagle and its history in representation in America. Amazing. Just amazing. Okay, so I'm going to unwrap this and spend a long time with it. In fact, since I'm going to unwrap it, and since that's part of the wish fulfillment of this whole channel, let's unwrap it together. let's take the plastic off it together and see what this looks like on the inside. Although I can tell already it's going to be incredibly impressive. Just one full color representation after another. Yeah, okay, this is this guy's whole collection. I mean, look at this. He's found envelopes, stamps, stationery. Incredible. And he goes, you get the historical rundowns too. There's a Grant election card with an eagle on it. You get all of it, just straight through history. Wow, look at that. Magazine covers. Incredible. Okay, well, all right, so we end on a high note. This is a pretty impressive thing. I don't know that I would ever get to Minnesota to see this exhibit. To see this, there's not even an exhibit because it's going to be permanent. It's going to be an extension of the museum. And I don't know how many of you would get to Minnesota either. But if any of you have ever, I of course have seen bald eagles in the wild many, many times, and they are impressive. I think they would be eye-catchingly impressive even if they weren't associated with the United States. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. So, American eagle, the definitive visual study of the American bald eagle. I can't imagine that it won't be. Then a couple of paperbacks from Harvard University Press. We have The Boatman, about Henry David Thoreau's river years. He wrote a lot about rivers. He spent a lot of time studying them and the employ of other people. And yet his writings about them are less well known. Of course, all of his writings less well known than the Walden Pond. And Butterfly Politics by Catherine MacKinnon. Really a work of powerful, powerfully intellectual feminist writing. Just something that I can't wait to read the whole thing. It's actually been on my mind every time a feminist text comes up, every time her name comes up in an article or an essay that I'm reading. I always think, gee, I wish that I had really sat down and grappled with Butterfly Politics from front to back. And now I get a chance to, in a better version, the version I'd want to keep. And then Riding the Elephant, a memoir, or not a memoir, a collection of essays by Craig Ferguson. So quite a bit of variety there, although very refreshingly no fiction. So there you go. That'll do it for now. I don't think we're going to get any more mail today, and I can't ask for much more after that gigantic platter-sized American Eagle book. That's going to take up an hour of my browsing time tonight. But anyway, I'll wrap this up for now. But I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.